This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe. And well, Meek Mill is doing everything in his power to avoid shooting a fair one with Akademiks. Akademiks has offered him a million different ways they could shoot a fair one in box, okay? Because Meek Mill was incriminating himself, telling him he's ready to die over going after Akademiks and this and that. But as soon as the governor made that call, he said, I gotta chill, guys. This isn't someone that's willing to die for anything, bro. I still think that this image, maybe he does own an EV Hummer, but I think this is a bad wreck. If you look at where the wheel is and the wreck and everything, bro, he took an image off Google Images. I'm assuming this, and zoomed in on one part of it, and then tried to manipulate it so you can't do image reverse search. I found a couple Hummers that have gotten EVs that have gotten in wrecks like this, that look like this, on Google Images. And he says, God tell me don't crash out for the busters. He's talking about Akademiks. I'ma listen. This knocked me out. GMC, the whole brake pedal slipped off. The brake pedals don't slip off, bro. They're attached to the car. Are you talking about the rubber on the pedal? No, it didn't. You can't drive, bro. You're not used to driving an electric vehicle, probably. I mean, I wouldn't be either. I mean, they're horrible. But to me, you know, you might love an electrical vehicle. I'm not really a big fan. But GMC, the whole brake pedal slipped off. My first time driving it, shaking my head. Well, that means you have a lawsuit against GMC then, okay? So, congrats, bro. You might be able to buy that house back you sold to Rick Ross. Yeah, so what he's going to do now is be like, oh, I'm injured, I can't train, because people have put up millions of dollars to see this fight happen, right? He just won't accept it because he'll be like, I got to train, I can't train, I'm injured right now. He might even pull out crutches. Okay? And he's telling people, don't ask if I'm straight, which is crazy because of the Diddy allegations that just happened. Everyone's teasing him about that. I'm going to be honest with you, man. It's about time Meek Mill gets exposed that, you know, he's just a kid, a guy from Philly that got around the wrong people. He got into some trouble. But he was never no killer. He was never the biggest drug dealer. He was a good rapper, and people backed him, as they should. He's talented, okay? Now, his album isn't selling that well. This was all to sell his EP that he came out with. He's like, they're trying to keep me under because I'm independent. So many people were independent, like Tyga and everybody that are doing well, bro. Your last album with Rick Ross was technically independent with Larry Jackson's backing, you know, because, like, technically Sexy Red's independent, but not independent, you know? Yeah, that they're on the same label. Meek Mill decided to do, I think he did this on his own. Let me see what's attached to it. Do you see anything attached to it? So let's see. Yeah, it's supposed to go. It's gonna sell less than 10,000 the first week, most likely. Okay, nobody's streaming this album. It's really not that great. It's unfortunate, man, to be honest with you, because I don't want to see Meek Mill go out like this. It's just dream chasers. Meek Mill didn't build up a loyal fan base. He just didn't. He didn't focus on that. He didn't try to touch the fans enough. Pause. The whole Nicki thing really hurt him in the end of the day. The Drake thing hurt him. Drake loved seeing this because, like, Meek Mill tried to destroy him. Meek Mill ended up destroying himself. That was almost 10 years ago. That happened. It's crazy how time flies. And I don't think Meek Mill saved a lot of money, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, like, there's gonna be, once you start selling your houses to Rick Ross and stuff, bro, the house was trash. It was a big house, but it was trash. Like, it wasn't. It was a big house, But the customizations that were done inside that he didn't even do himself. I wouldn't have never bought that house. That house needed so much work. It needed at least $200,000-$300,000 worth of work. Yeah, it's gonna be bad for Meek Mill. Now Meek Mill, right after he did that Rick Ross album, him and Rick Ross you should have stuck to Rick Ross, but he wants to be his own boss, and he's always been like this for Rick Ross. I remember when he first did this. With Rick Ross around 2012. He started thinking he was Rick Ross. I knew Meek Mill was bad. I was kind of cool with Meek Mill. Then he signed Rick Ross. I expected this to happen. Me and him weren't like, he didn't owe me anything. We just did a video together. But I expected us to still be cool. Then I found somebody wanted to do a thing with him in Barbados. I said, hey, I'm going to connect you straight with my friend. You guys can handle the money and everything. They did. Now, the right thing to do, what I've done with everybody, if you connect me with some money, I'll slide you something, right? When he didn't slide me nothing, right? I was like, all right, this guy is just, he's not one of those. A good person would be like, yo, I'm gonna give you like, I think he made $30,000 on it. $500 to $1,000, because I know you got to pay your manager and everything. I'm not asking for, I'm not going there to like facilitate the whole thing. Usually give him something. I gave 2 Chainz a Louis Vuitton backpack that was worth $2,000 when he hooked me up. He connected me with Ludacris, and I made like $150,000 with Ludacris promoting his liquor. Might have made more than that. I might have made $200,000, but it was a lot of money in a short period of time, like 4 months. When that first check came in, which was like 30, 40 bands, I was like, I bought him a $2,000 bag because I was like, you know what? I respect it when people connect me with some bread, Like, you want to keep people wanting to bring you bread, Because anybody, you can connect, there's so many people you can connect with money, I knew he wasn't good then, but I was happy that he made it because he was changing a lot of people's lives, and he's talented, I don't even think Rick Ross was going to sign him, to be honest with you. I remember he was signed, kind of linked with T.I. I remember Rick Ross went to Philly, messed with Meek, but this is when Meek had, his hair was braided and it was down, remember? And everybody was calling him dirty in MMG. It wasn't even MMG then. It was, but it wasn't like what it is now. It was triple C's and all them, right? And I remember they were like, yo, Meek look dirty, right? And I was like, nah, but he's talented. And then I went to Philly and did a video with Meek. And as soon as that went on the top of World Star, Rick Ross signed him. And I was happy for him because I was like, he deserves a shot. He just needs some money. Once he got some money, he cleaned up, right? He cleaned up before then, actually, because he had cut his, I remember when I did a video with him, he had cut those low. Actually cut them off. And, he looked clean again. Like, he looked like he had money in the video. Or it looked like he had a little bit of change. But he was hustling, and I respect someone's hustle, man. So, like, I don't know. Now he's doing Rick Ross dirty again, I guess. After this album, it sold 35,000. And I guess he thought that was too low. That was beneath him, because he says, anything under 100 clip, I'll never do under 100. Yes, you will. Without that label assistance, you might. And I bet you Larry Jackson was like, nah, we can make this do numbers. That was doing numbers for Meek. And that was Rick Ross's fan base. Rick Ross is always doing stuff with the people. Car shows, this, that. You always say, Rick Ross is so G. When he has a problem with a friend, he doesn't talk about it. I gotta respect that. It's a shame Rick Ross and 50 Cent are in such a bad place with each other because they would be good friends. They would be. Meek Mill wants the world to stop asking him if he's straight. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. I appreciate you all, and I'll check you on the next one. Peace.